Hello everyone. Welcome back to my channel Monica Math Classes. Today we will begin a new topic named quadratic equations. And it's just like the quadratic polynomial. It looks exactly like that. But before we begin, I want each one of you to like and subscribe my channel and also refer to your friends and relatives so that everyone can be benefited at the same time. And the most important part is don't forget to enjoy your learning journey. And it's super easy. When I say it's super easy, it is. So let's start with our today's class. So the first thing is, what is a quadratic equation? The first thing which comes in our mind is, what is quadratic equation? And it is exactly looks like how quadratic polynomial looks like. Do you remember in chapter 2, you all have done what is quadratic polynomial. So if um, I write like this, 6x squared plus 2x plus 5. Is it a quadratic polynomial? Answer is yes. Why? Because the highest degree of the variable is 2, and this decides that it is a quadratic polynomial or not. So, if the highest degree of the variable is 2, it is a quadratic polynomial. And it will become it will become an equation when you put equal to sign and you write something on the uh, right hand side. So you have left side, you have right side, and there's equal to sign. It becomes a quadratic equation. Okay, so it is just like that. And this is something you all are learning from your previous years, from your middle school, that an algebraic expression or polynomial is divided into two based on the number of terms and based on the number of degrees. So here we go. So if we have the degree of the variable as 2, it becomes your quadratic and becomes an equation when you have equal to sign and there's something on the right hand side. So equation makes this. I think it makes sense, right? So uh, now in your textbook, you are going to learn the standard form of quadratic equation. So what is quadratic equation in standard form? This is the one, ax squared plus bx plus c is equal to 0, where a, b, c are real numbers and a not equal to 0. This is really very important. Everyone should remember this. Why I'm saying it? If in case a is equal to 0, what will happen if a becomes 0? Then there is no x square. Okay, anything multiplied by 0 becomes the 0. And then you are left with only this bx plus c, which becomes a linear polynomial, right? So a should not be equal to 0. And that's a very important part of it. So always remember that it is always a should not be equal to 0. This is the standard form of quadratic equation. This is something very, very important. Okay, so in this topic, you are going to know the different types of polynomials, especially you will study a quadratic equation, and also you will see the different ways of finding its roots, okay? And its application is also very important. You will see in word problems. So quadratic equation arises in real life situations and also in many topic of mathematics itself. You will see when you progress further in many topics, you will see that many places you have to make the quadratic equations and you have to find out its roots. You have to find its solutions. Okay, and then how to do it. So this is one topic before we start with any of the topics further. Okay, so let's get started. Suppose this is one of the example. Okay, so this example, if you see, is a word problem and they ask you to make a quadratic equation with the help of it. So how do we do that? So John and Jivanti together have 45 marbles each. So when we say John and Jivanti together, so it means that they are saying that John and Jivanti had 45 marbles each. So if we assume, okay, that if John has X marbles, then how much Jivanti has? So Jivanti has how much? Jivanti has 45 minus X. So this is how we assume. Okay. So in many places, when you have done polynomials, in so many places when the word problem comes in. So they said that together feed to A or B, or some people have together this much. So first of all, you have to assume one person as X and the other as the total minus that. But how does it come? This is the way. Okay. So we are translating this as an equation. So if I have to write now, let John has X variables and Jivanti has 45 minus X variables. Now, both of them lost 5 marbles each. Okay. Now, it means that the second part means they lost 5 marbles. That means the John who has X marbles, I have to subtract 5 from it because he lost 5 marbles. Okay, both of them. So, and Jivanti, she has 45 minus X. Now, 45 minus X she has, and if she lost 5 more, then the remaining marble she has is 40 minus X marbles. So this is what our expression looks like. Then, what's the next part of the question? The product of the number of marbles they now have is 124. So according to the question, so I am dividing this, into first part that they both have together this. The second part we have assumed that they lost. And the third part is according to our question. What equation we have to assume? It is the product, okay? Product of the number of marbles they now have. Okay, so John has X minus 5 and Jivanti has 40 minus X. The product means multiply is equal to 124. I hope this looks fine. This looks good because product means you multiply. The product is 124. So when you multiply both, then only you'll get the product. I hope you know that. So when you multiply two numbers, the answer you get is known as the product. So when you multiply these two, it should be 124. But how you're going to make a quadratic equation with the help of this? So what we're going to do, we are going to multiply. I hope you remember the multiply part of this multiplication of binomial by binomial. So first you multiply X. Okay, this first. It is just like a distributive, if you remember. And then with minus 5. Okay. So step by step, okay, easy. So step by step, when you solve it, you get, okay, now you multiply. So first you need to multiply the first bracket. So X with 40. So what it becomes? 40X. Then X with minus X. What it becomes? Minus X square. Then again, you have to multiply minus 5 with 40. It becomes minus 200. And then with minus and minus, it becomes plus. Don't forget, all the rules are used everywhere in all the places. So it becomes plus 5x and it becomes 124. Somewhere I can see that I have minus x squared. Okay, so let's solve it. You have minus plus 40x and plus 5x. So I have to combine the like terms. So minus x squared and this becomes plus 45x. And this 200, which is a constant, I'm taking it to the right side. It is called transposition, okay, in algebra when we solve it. So it becomes 124 plus 200. And what it becomes? 324. So you have minus x squared plus 45x. Now, if you have to write it in standard form, so final answer looks like this. Minus x squared plus 45x and minus 324 because 324 will shift to left side again. But I don't want x squared to be seen as minus. I want plus x squared. What we should do? We will take minus as common outside. Okay. So when we take minus as common outside, okay, so what it becomes? Or you just subtract the full equation with minus. What it becomes? It becomes positive. So all the sign will change. So x squared minus 45x and plus 324. And this is the required equation for this problem. I hope you understood. Okay, so first of all, the thing is you try to comprehend the problem. Okay, so always in a quadratic equation, it linked with the polynomial. So first of all, assume what is given. First of all, read your first two sentences, try to make out of it. Then second part, just check according to the question, what kind of equation they're asking you to make, and then solve it. You get the answer. So the first very part of this topic is that you should know how to frame an equation. And second part is that you have to find out the roots of the equation, the zeros of the polynomial. Remember, you have done in chapter 2 as well. So that is the second part. We will begin in our next video. But in this phase, you have to understand how to frame an equation, the required equation, quadratic equation for this. And then afterwards, in exercise, there is one more problem where they will give you any equation and they will ask you check whether it is a quadratic equation or not. Okay, so let's see the next part of it. This is what I was talking about. So check whether the following are quadratic equations or not. Okay, so how do we check that? We have to solve it. There is no other way. So let's see. Let's get started with the first one. So the first one is x minus 2 whole square plus 1 is equal to 2x minus 3. Now, how do we solve it? Obviously, we have to solve our right-hand side. So a minus b whole square. Again, you have to remember your all the algebraic identities. No escape. So a minus b whole square. A square, then plus b square minus 2ab, or a square minus 2ab plus b square, whatever way you have remembered it. Both are correct. So a minus b whole square. So first a, in place of a we have x. Okay, so x square minus 2ab minus 2a is x into b is 2. Then again plus b square, which is 2 square. Then we have plus 1, 2x minus 3. What do we get? So x square minus 4x plus 4 plus 1, which is 5, 2x minus 3. Okay, so now we have to solve it further. You take all these all these terms from right hand side to left side. So you have to combine the like terms. It means this. So minus 4x and it becomes minus 2x, and this becomes plus 5, this becomes plus 3. And nothing is left on right hand side, so it automatically becomes 0. So x square minus 6x plus 8 is equal to 0. Do you think this is a quadratic equation? Answer is yes, definitely. You can see the degree of the variable as 2. Okay, and coefficient of x square is 1. It's not 0. So it is a quadratic equation. Yeah. So the one part of this is you have to find out whether it is a quadratic equation or not. You have to check the equations. Okay, let's see another one, another second example of it. So second part. So we have x plus 1 plus 8 is equal to x plus 2 and x minus 2. So x, and you have to solve your left hand side. So x bracket x plus 1. Use again your distributive property. Solve, open the brackets, multiply variable or number which is outside the bracket. Okay, so you have to open it. You have to multiply with each of the terms inside. So it is x square plus x plus 8. Okay, so this is what the solution of left hand side. Now, on right hand side, it is a plus b and a minus b. Again, this is your algebraic identity. And how do you do that? A plus b, a minus b is a square minus b square. So it is x square minus b square is b2 square 4. So x square and x square cancel out. When you bring them together, it becomes minus. So what you're left with, x plus 8 and this plus 4 is equal to 0. X plus 8 plus 4, it becomes 12. Do you think it is a quadratic equation? Answer is no, it is not. There is no x square in it, right? So I hope that you've understood what we have learned so far. And very easy part, okay? So first, how quadratic equations look like? How do you frame quadratic equations? And how you're going to check whether the following equations given are quadratic or not. So this is something very easy, and simultaneously in the next video, we will move forward with the next part. So again and again, my one line of what I always say, that practice, practice, and practice, because practice makes the man perfect and permanent in their learning. So happy learning and keep practicing. So bye then, rise and shine, Monica. Bye.